Okay, hi guys, welcome. Happy Monday, Team Boss Babes team call. So tonight we're going to be talking all about quarter two goals. We're going to do a little reflection on quarter one. So last year I read this book called The 12-Week Year. I didn't really know what to expect when I was reading it, but what I loved about the book was it was basically saying instead of waiting all year to hit your goals, break up each quarter of the year into kind of like your year, your 12-week year, and shoot for your goals, and you will be able to accomplish more in 12 weeks than most people accomplish all year. Because what happens when we set goals for the end of the year? We don't start working on them until October or November, and by then it might be too late, or we might just not be able to do enough work to achieve what we set out to do. I remember last year at a Super Saturday, one of the speakers was like, okay, what's everyone's goal for Summit? And this was like a January Super Saturday. And, you know, we're all writing our goals and stuff. And then she looked at us and she said, okay, cut that in half. And we're like, whoa, like that feels like a lot of pressure, right? But it's not really, because whenever you set a goal for super far away, just like when you were in school and you had a project that wasn't due until the end of the semester or the quarter, when did you start on it? 2 weeks before it was due, right? You didn't start on it that day. You got going 2 weeks before, and then you were super stressed, and it probably wasn't your best project, right? So if we start working on the things we want to accomplish at the end of the year now, imagine that you'll actually be able to achieve those and maybe do more than you think you could. So I wanted to start off the call with a new coach spotlight. So Allison joined our team last month, and she joined on March 4th, I believe. And I've just been so impressed with her drive and her dedication to helping people get started. She hit Success Club last month. She's already in Success Club this month. She's halfway to Emerald. And I just noticed that the way that she shares in her posts is very, very good, especially for a new coach. I feel like we all kind of struggle in the very beginning, like, how do I share? What do I share? What's really sharing versus selling? And I just feel like it's come so natural to her. And so I had asked her last week if she would talk on the call just about how she goes about her posts and where she gets her ideas, because that's one of the things that most coaches complain about or struggle with is, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to write in my post type of things. And I thought that since it came so natural to her that she could share with us tonight. And I asked her last week, and then because my memory gets erased literally every 5 minutes, I didn't remember until the call was over. I was like, sorry about that. So she is just going to share with us how she gets inspirations for her posts, what she's talking about, the pictures that she's taking. She's just done such a great job. And so I wanted her to share that with you, and maybe would help you guys. So I will unmute you, and you can take it away, sister.
Okay. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah? Okay. So, oh gosh, I'm like super nervous. So when I first started like trying to think of like how to make a post and stuff, I went over to some of Danny's posts because, you know, she's the coach I signed up under, and I was like, okay, well, she grabbed my attention with what she was posting. So I went through and I looked at like the way that she posts and how she spaces things out, and it just like grabs your attention. And so I was like, okay, I need to make my post like that, look like that, because when you see like just one big paragraph, like most of the time I just skip over those because it's like, okay, I'm not going to read all that. But if it's like broken up into like little bitty ones, then I'm like, oh, okay. It's easier to read. And then oh my goodness, sorry, my kids. I like to start it off with like a quote or something that happened to me that day. The other day, my husband had said something to me about me being happier on the days I work out. And so I started my post off with that, and then went on and was like, yeah, you know, your body naturally, you know, produces endorphins when you work out, blah, blah, blah. And then I think of it as like an essay. So like my quote or whatever I start off with is like my introduction. And then I kind of have like maybe 2 or 3 paragraphs of like a body. And then I always conclude with, like, if you're ready to have these things that I talked about or whatever, then, you know, send me a message or whatever. But I mean, I get inspiration from wherever. If I think of, let's see, my neighbor brought over some stuff for us at the beginning of this whole thing. And so I used that for one of my posts. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, she brought us these things and gave us these things that we needed, so we didn't have to go to the grocery store. And I want to extend that, you know, generosity. I want to pay it forward. We've got, you know, 2 weeks free workouts for you available and stuff like that. So I just kind of, little things, I kind of have to sit and think for a minute, but it definitely helps. If I think about it the night before, what I like, an idea of kind of what I want to talk about, then I'll like look through Pinterest for a quote or something. And then if something else catches my attention earlier in the day, then I'll post about that. Sometimes I'll write out the entire post the night before when I'm like laying in bed. I'm like, oh, this is good. You know, it's when my brain starts going. So I'm like, okay, let me write this down really fast before I go to bed. And then sometimes I end up changing it like last minute before I post. And then I try to do a picture that goes along with it. And these theme weeks are like perfect to do pictures, because like today was Janice Day. And so I took a picture with my Energize, and I was like, oh my God. So, I mean, yeah, it's really like mostly it.
No, I love that, because anytime I have a one-on-one with coaches, you know, ask them how they're doing, how things are going and things like that. And they'll share all these things with me. And I'm like, why haven't you made a post about that? And it's like, no one's ever thinking, like taking these real life experiences. So that's why when people are like, where do you get your inspiration from? It's like, when I'm doing my job, I always have the inspiration, because somebody said something, good or bad, right? You read something, you saw something, someone did something. Like, we are all very intelligent, smart women. Like, use the real things that are happening in your life and stop worrying about whether this post is going to create a sale for you, and you will see so much more success. So like, I'm never worried when I make my posts. Like, I made that Tiger King post today, and I said, drop an emoji if you want information. No one has dropped emojis. I'm okay, right? Like, I'm gonna survive, right? So I'm never going into a post like, yeah, I'm gonna make some sales from this. I just know that I need to get the info out there so that people know that I'm available to help them, right? So make sure that you're putting that out there every single day, but worry less about, oh yeah, this is gonna get so many people, or, oh, you know, if they don't drop an emoji, then you're not upset, right? Like I said in February, I said every single day, fill out my coach application. And it wasn't until February 26th, I think, that somebody filled out my coach application. And it's like, I still was able to help 10 people get started as coaches, even though the action that I'm giving them, they're not necessarily going to do. But if you continue to show up and share those things and say those things and give those call to actions, people will follow through. It might just not be in the way that you're telling them, by dropping an emoji or taking your poll or whatever. But I can guarantee if you don't show up and do those things, they definitely will not follow through. So thank you so much for sharing that. That's so awesome. I love that. Drawing inspiration from your real life is going to be the best way to share, because it's just the most authentic way to share, right? And drawing inspiration from other coaches that you feel like you want to emulate, and not copy, but emulate them, because you like their style, you like their energy, you like their vibe, you like the way they live their life, whatever it is, right? You like the way they pose. Like, I've gone to Carly's and I'm like, gosh, Carly has such cute poses. And I'm like, how did she do that? And then I try and I'm like, I look like an idiot, but I still try, right? So like, whatever, like, I'm trying to squat in front of my garage and I'm like, why don't I look as cute as Carly when she squats in front of her garage? But I still try to do those things. And sometimes you feel like an idiot, I guess where every fucking time I go out there to take pictures in my driveway, it's like the whole neighborhood's walking their damn dog. And so I was trying to do that Tiger King thing outside and I just look like an idiot. But I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to look dumb to get a great picture so that I can help people, right? Like, who cares if my neighbor's walking their dog or like, why is this girl laying in her driveway? Okay, like whatever, all right? Everything's good. Okay, so let's kick it off. So before we set goals for Q2, let's do some reflection because a lot of times, especially for women, we forget to celebrate all of the amazing things that we're accomplishing. No matter how small, it can still be amazing. So number one thing I want you to write down, what went well in Q1? And this is everything, not just business, life, family, personal, fitness, all of it. Just write what went well in Q1 and just spew all the great things that happened to you. Okay, maybe you went on a trip. Maybe you graduated, maybe you finished a program, maybe you had a rank advancement, maybe you got engaged, maybe you had a baby, all kinds of things. What happened to you in Q1 that went well? What are you doing? Yeah, mommy's on a call though. Okay, once you have a good list, go ahead and throw some of your favorites in the chat. Good things that happened. Gonna read these. Kristen left her job. Emily went diamond. Melissa hit Success Club for the first time. Danielle hit Success Club 10 for the first time. Maya finished Morning Meltdown and Bar Blend. Brittany began her nursing degree. Yvette focused more on her coach tracker and filling it out. Alex enjoyed the snow and took a trip with her parents. Kayla helped 12 people get started. Melissa won the 10 rounds tank. Melissa hit Success Club and rank advancement. Rachel got to spend time with her family, hit Success Club. Alexis hit her invite goal and sold a challenge pack. Portia went Emerald, Success Club for the first time, biggest paycheck. Samantha went Emerald and Success Club in her first week. Stephanie became a working coach. Nicole, major breakthrough in therapy. Chelsea went Emerald. Melissa found a working coach. Nicole worked out every day. Like, these are all amazing things, right? And sometimes we forget to celebrate that. And sometimes we forget to share those things with our audience and our people who are watching us, right? Because people are only going to believe you're as successful as you tell them. So if you never talk about your success, why would anyone want to join your team? And I'm not saying to be boastful in any way, but I've had so many people be like, congrats on all your success. Well, how do they know that I'm having success with Beachbody and in life? Because I share it so openly, right? So the way you share with people is the way they're going to believe that your life is going. And I'm not saying to lie. Obviously, we share our struggles too. We share our hard, the good, bad, and the ugly. But if we're wanting women to join us on this journey, they need to see that we're going somewhere, because people only want to join someone who's going somewhere. They don't want to join someone who's just complacent and just sitting there and not making any kind of results of any kind, right? Like, doesn't need to be physical. Whenever I say results, I'm not just talking about physical, but mental, emotional. Like, did you used to be doom and gloom, and now you can see the positive and find those silver linings and find the joy in the day, even in a situation like this? Whatever it is, how did you get from doom and gloom to positive? And I hope that you share that it's from coaching and being a part of this community and health and fitness and taking care of yourself, right? People don't really understand why working out can change their life. They understand that working out is hard and could maybe help them lose weight unless they've tried everything and then they're not losing weight. So now they don't even believe that they can lose weight. But there's that disconnect between, okay, you work out. Why are you so happy? Why are you so positive? How did all this happen? So it's our job to bridge that gap and show people how. And it's because all roads lead to coaching. Because I became a coach, I was finally able to stick to my programs. Because I became a coach, I'm more confident to help others on their journey. Because I became a coach, I'm more organized and now can find the time in my day to get a workout in, even on the hard days. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All roads lead to coaching because the team is the opportunity. The team is the opportunity. Okay. I got to speak on another team's call tonight. And the very last question she asked was, what was your biggest mistake that you've made? Well, she said that you've made, but obviously you're going to continue to make mistakes. But what's your biggest mistake? And, what do you wish you had known back then? And I said, the biggest mistake that I made was getting to Diamond and then stopping everything I was doing to try to make all of the people that had signed up with me, all 12 of them, make them diamonds. When they didn't want to be diamonds, they barely wanted to be emeralds, right? The 2 of them, the 3 of them, whatever. So we get so caught up in trying and to make people want to work this business. And you cannot make people do anything they don't want to do, right? But you can always be your best coach and do what coaches are supposed to do, which is work on yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and then help others get started. So it doesn't matter the coaches you have on your team now if they're not business builders, right? That is a huge complaint that a lot of people get. And then they're like, I'm only looking for business builders. And you never know what people are going to do, right? Again, one coach that helped me go diamond is still on our team. One. Okay? One. So if you think you can get to emerald and then never help any other people get started, you won't be an emerald for very long. You think you can get to diamond and those 8 people and those 2 emeralds are going to stay active and engaged for eternity, you are wrong. You have to keep continuing on your journey and not let the lack of action of others stop you from your goal. And I spent a really long time very frustrated that I could not get these people to do anything, right? But it's not my job. That's not my job as a coach, to get people to do stuff. It's to support them in the journey that they are on. So if somebody just wants to be a discount coach on your team for 1,000,000 years, that is awesome. If somebody wants to get to emerald and they stay emerald for 1,000,000 years, that is awesome. Everybody has their own journey, and it's not up to us to decide what they do. Now, if someone tells you their goal is X, Y, and Z, you can push them, and encourage them. But at the end of the day, you can't let anyone's non or action stop you from the goals that you have. You just keep moving forward, hands always outstretched. They can come along at any point. You're not forgetting about them. You're not writing them off, but you have to keep moving. I will walk with you. I will run with you. I will crawl with you. But if you want to have a temper tantrum in the parking lot and stop, I cannot stop with you. You just have to keep moving. Okay? So we need to focus less on, I need business builders. No, you need awesome women who you can encourage and inspire to start their own business. Because you never know who's going to be a business builder. Again, Stephanie Noble has been a discount coach on our team for 2 years. And now all of a sudden, she's like coming out of the gates, frickin' running, about to be diamond, hitting SC10 every single month with ease. I just kept showing up, right? I didn't write her off. I didn't try to get her to cancel. I didn't try to say, hey, do you want to work your business? I thought about it. I would look at her volume and be like, dang, it's a lot of volume for someone who's doing nothing. But look at her now. It was her time, right? It's her business. She gets to do with whatever she wants with it. And now she's freaking crushing it. So yay, right? Yay, she chose our team. So we have to not worry about what other people are doing and more focus on what we're doing, because that's going to help us become better coaches. Okay. Now I want you to write down where you struggled in Q1. Definitely write down some business stuff as well. You can definitely put personal stuff, but where did you struggle in your business, in your life? And you don't have to share your personal struggles, but share some struggles in the business in the chat. Okay, so some struggles: inviting outside my warm market, missing goals, struggling with fear of other people's opinions, struggled with sending invites, struggle with belief, didn't invite consistently because worried about what others were gonna think, lost my brand, getting out of my own way, assuming what people were gonna think, struggled to find momentum, inviting and posting, struggled with drinking Shakeology every single day and inviting people outside of close family, got upset when traction was lost. So as you can see, we all struggle, right? From top to bottom, nobody is just winning all of the time. So from top to bottom, from day one coach to the coaches that founded the company 11 years ago, as far as the Coach Network, everybody struggles with the same thing. What are people going to think of me? People are ghosting me. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be salesy. The laundry list of reasons why people use to not be successful in this business. But the difference between the day one coach and the top of the company coaches is they didn't let those reasons stop them from moving towards their goals. They pushed their ego to the side and they kept going because they had a mission, they had a purpose, they had a why that was bigger than whatever somebody mean could say to them, right? I've had people say the meanest things I've ever heard in my life to me, not about Beachbody, ironically, but they just didn't like me as a person or a human because I am so active on social media. I could have stopped then. I had a woman tried to get me fired from NCA because she said I was a bad role model for young women. I could have stopped then. I had a woman tell me I didn't deserve my baby. I could have stopped then. But I choose not to. Because why? Because I know that hurt people hurt people. Okay? I know that they're projecting their insecurities. They're projecting their insecurities on me. And unfortunately, because I am so out there all the time, I'm a vulnerable target, right? But why would I let somebody who tries to tear a stranger down on the internet stop me from accomplishing my dreams? When I've had hundreds, if not thousands of women lift me up and support me and share good things with me, right? So there's always going to be, for lack of a better word, haters, people who are trying to tear you down for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it's personal. Most of the time, it's probably not. Okay? But we all struggle with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not living my life for a girl I went to high school with who was going through something really hard and she took out those emotions on me. I'm not living my life for a random lady in Missouri trying to sell some weird exercise equipment who doesn't like me. Okay? I'm not living my life for an overweight cheerleading coach who has a problem with me. Okay? I'm not living my life for these people. I'm living my life for me and for my family. So it doesn't really matter what people say or do or think. I'm going to keep moving forward. And I hope that you do the same because your dreams are worth it and your family is worth the effort from you. Probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was at a Super Saturday and the woman speaking was like, I'm never going to look at my daughter and my husband when they get home from school and work and say, Mommy didn't care about you enough to work my business today. And it brought me to tears because I will never do that to Chloe or John. It is worth being in here. It's worth being on this call. It's worth filling out that tracker. It's worth sending that invite again to build the life that we want. It's worth it. Okay. All right. So now that you saw where you struggled, you saw all the great things that happened to you. So sometimes we only focus on the bad things and then that becomes our perception of our business, right? We miss one goal, we set a date for Diamond or whatever, we miss it. Ugh, now no one wants to join me. We miss Success Club. Ugh, I'm not capable of selling challenge packs. The way that you talk to yourself is exactly what's going to happen in your business. So if you say, I'm not bringing on any business builders, ugh, none of my coaches want to do anything, ugh, people only want bod from me, nobody wants Shakeology, nobody likes my posts, you're literally creating your own reality. So you have to tell yourself the things that you want to be true. So when I look in the mirror, I say hardworking women float freely to me. I am bringing on Star Diamond and above coaches. Okay, I'm $1 million a year earner with Beachbody. I tell myself the things that I want to come to fruition, right? I don't say, oh, I can't get any coaches to sign up this month. Oh, this month is so hard. I don't remember what month it was last year, but there was a month, I swear I had at least 10 coaches from our larger team reach out. I'm like, oh my gosh, this month is so hard. And I was at like Success Club 40 at this point. And I'm like, doesn't seem hard to me, right? Because in my mind, there are no hard months. There's no bad months, just bad attitudes. So if you believe it's hard, then it absolutely is. If you believe that people are flowing freely to you, then they absolutely are. So how you talk to yourself is what's going to happen. Okay, so I want to set some Q2 goals, but I want you to pay attention to the goals that you're setting. Are you setting them based off what you think can happen based off what you've already done? Or are you setting them because that's what you want? Now, I just want to preface this. There's never any pressure for you to do anything in your business. I assume that the 32 of you that are on this call want to work a business. So I think it's more than okay to set some goals for that. But I've heard from coaches, you know, oh, it's just so stressful and I feel all this pressure. Pressure from who? I'm not sure. There's no pressure to do anything. Your business, you do whatever you see fit. Okay. So I would like to set some Q2 goals. What would you like to accomplish in your business by end of the quarter, which is June 25th, as far as rank, as far as how many times you'll achieve Success Club, and what you would like to be earning per week or per month from your business by the end of the quarter. Okay, I'll put those in the chat. Rank. Oops. There we go. And specify whether you want to hit SC 6 or 10. Yeah, go ahead and share it in the chat. Okay. These are awesome. Okay, so as you can see, everybody's goals are different, and that's fine. My goals look way different than these, right? Okay, that's okay. Everybody has different goals, dreams, things that they want to accomplish, and what they're willing to put in their business, and that's okay. So never feel pressured if a bunch of people are saying they're shooting for this, that you should do that too. Shoot for what you want, right? But don't sell yourself short based off of where you're currently at. I see a lot of women specifically in our business that hold themselves back from greatness because it might require a little bit of work, or because they don't think they're worthy of saying that goal. So if you have a big goal, whether you're a day one coach and you're like, okay, I want to be 2-star by June, that's your prerogative. Crazier things have happened, right? But I do encourage you to push yourself a little. So if you're not a day one coach, or even if you are, and your goal by end of June is just to be an Emerald coach, I'm going to push you to put that a little higher, because it's not going to take you 3 months to get 2 coaches started. Okay. So on your paper, I want you to write April, and then in a line, write a 2 next to it, a 9, we're doing dates here, a 16, a 23, and a 30. Then under that, write May. And next to that, write 1, 8, 15, 22, 29. Then under that, write June. And next to that, write 4, 11, 18, and 25. Okay. So whatever your final goal was, whatever your rank goal was, write that next to the June 25th date. Okay, so we're going to reverse engineer these goals. So if you wrote diamond, okay, if you wrote diamond by June 25th, the halfway point for you to get to diamond would be May 8th, right? That's halfway to your goal. You would need 4 coaches and 1 emerald by May 8th. So if diamond was your goal, then write 4 coaches, 1 emerald, right? If 2-star is your goal, depending on where you're at, you need to figure out where you need to be. You would need to be a 1-star at that point, right? And remember with star diamonds, you have to hold that rank for 6 weeks before you're actually that rank. Okay, so when you go diamond, you have to hold for 6 weeks in order for your upline to go star diamond. When you go star diamond, your coaches have to hold for 6 weeks in order for you to advance for that rank. So if they hold for 5 weeks and 5 days, and then they drop on week 6, you go right back to whatever rank you were. And that's super fun. So, okay, so just remember that. So if you're waking up on June 25th as a 2-star diamond, that is the start of your qualification. So you would not be 2-star until 6 weeks after that, as long as you held consecutively. So just remember that for star diamond goals. Okay, so May 8th is your halfway point for whatever your goal is, right? So based off of what you have right now, how many people do you need to help by May 8th to get to that goal? Okay, so that's basically 30 days from now. How many people do you need to help get started as a coach on your team or go emerald in that time? Okay, so if you're at 0, you would need to sign 4 coaches and help one of those 4 go emerald. Now, please remember, it's always a great idea to have over and above what you need for specific ranks so you're not dropping, okay? Because that fall from diamond to emerald feels really hard, okay? And sometimes it's literally one coach goes inactive and you go from diamond to emerald. So having those extra buffers, those extra coaches on your team, those extra emeralds, never a bad idea. Okay, so based on how many people you need to help from today until May 8th, just put in the chat how many people you need to help get started. And I know some of you are very, very close to diamond. So you're like, well, I need to help 1 person. Okay, right. Put in the chat how many people you need to help from now until May 8th, how many people you need to help. Okay. Yes. And remember, you're never in control of how long somebody stays a coach. I've literally had people cancel within 24 hours after signing up as a coach. So you never know what's going to happen, right? So let's say your number's 4. You need to help 4 coaches get started. They say on average, 1 out of every 10 people you invite will say yes. So statistically speaking, you would need to invite 40 people to coaching specifically to get to do that. I think that's a little small. You might need to invite more. let's say 1 in every 20 people you ask to be coaches says yes. Okay. So you need 4. So that's 80 people specifically you need to talk to in the next 30 days to get 4 coaches on your team. Now, maybe you talk to 30 and you get 4. Maybe you talk to 80 and you get 1. I don't know. It's going to depend on you. It's going to depend on your invite, your social media, how consistent you are. There's a lot of factors that are going to play into it, and it's going to look different for everybody, right? But let's say you need to talk to 80 people. So how many is that per week? It's 20 coach invites a week. How many is that per day? 3. Are your goals worth it for you to invite 3 people a day to be a coach on your team? I think so. I mean, 3 people, that's not very many. Okay. And that's specific to coaching. That's not a boot camp invite. That's specific to being coaches on your team. I'm sure there's at least 3 women you come across on your social media every single day that you're like, dang, I would love to work with her. She would crush it. Tell her that. Invite her to a sneak peek. Invite her to check out the Instagram. Invite her to, come to a webinar that we're having. Send her a recorded webinar. Make what you want happen by asking for it. So if you're just hoping people are going to sign up or come to you to be coaches, or people are going to come to you and be like, yeah, I'd love to be Emerald. I'd love to sign 2 people up right away. That would be so great. It doesn't happen too often. So if you want people to join you, you need to go ask them. I shared on the Diamond Zoom last week that, a new coach had asked if most people come to me. No, 99% of people I sign up, I've asked them to join me. Because I want people to join me. So I'm going to ask them. If I'm waiting around forever, I wouldn't be doing much. Just sitting around twiddling my thumbs, doing puzzles with Chloe, right? Okay, you got to go ask people for whatever you want. Okay, so as you can see, sometimes we set these huge goals and then we talk ourselves out of them because of the work that's going to be required to get them. But when we reverse engineer it and break it down and you're like, oh, I only need to talk to 3 people a day? That doesn't sound that hard. And it's not. And if you continue to do it every single day, it won't feel hard. It will get easier and you'll get the results that you're looking for. Okay? But it's when we say, oh, I didn't get to it today, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the same thing happens and now a week's gone by. Every time you try to get back in to inviting or into posting, it's that much harder because now you put another brick up on your wall of obstacles, right? Oh, well, I haven't posted. Now it's weird if I post. Oh, I haven't invited. Now it's weird if I invite, right? We make it weird by not doing it. So just do it consistently. I'm not too concerned with how many people you're talking to a day. You decide that based on your goals. But if you're not hitting your goals based on how many people you're talking to, then you need to up it. Had a great conversation with a coach who's really loving their, required quarantine time with their family and is like, I think I want to be a full-time coach. And I'm like, well, here's the goals. Here's the deal. This is what you need to do. And they were like, well, how many invites should I send? And I'm like, double whatever you're doing. So whatever your goal is, you base it on that. So if your goal is to go Emerald, you probably don't need to send 50 invites a day, right? I mean, it's 2 people. You base it off of whatever your goal is and how long you want it to take you. Because you can space it out as long as you want by doing as little work as you want. Or you can speed it up by doing more work quicker. You decide, your pace. Don't pick a goal of inviting that's so large, you're going to do it once and then it's too overwhelming to continue. Do something that is just 5 feet beyond your comfort zone. And then once that feels comfortable, then you can up it. Right? Or if you're not getting the goal, if you're not getting the results that you want from that action, then you just need to do more. Right? And if you feel like you're still struggling, you need to reach out to your upline or you reach out to me and we'll make some tweaks. But really, this business is just based on effort. It's based on the work that you're willing to put in is exactly what you'll get out. But if you don't believe that you can achieve whatever you wrote down for June 25th, it doesn't matter how many invites you send, because people can feel your energy. And I know that sounds voodoo weirdo, but it's the truth. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter how many invites you send. It doesn't matter how fit you are. It doesn't matter how much you show on social media. If you don't believe it, people aren't going to believe it either. So it starts with you. You just have to tell yourself every single day, I am a diamond coach. I am a star diamond coach. I do earn $2,000 a month from Beachbody, whatever your goal is, right? You tell yourself that. I am a full-time coach. And you tell yourself that over and over again until it becomes true. Because when you talk positively to yourself, you can do positive things. When you talk negatively to yourself, nothing good is going to come from that. And I'm not saying you're not going to have doubts, or you're not going to have days where you struggle, or you're not going to have days where you're like, God, nobody wants to sign up. Like, what in the world is happening? But if you keep showing up, keep moving forward, keep talking about this gift that you have, people will join you. That I'll promise you. And when you do the work, the universe always rewards you. Always, always, always. Promise you that. Okay? It might not be from the people you have on that list that you've invited, but somewhere somebody's going to show up in some way and going to sign up with you. Okay? Someone you least expect, someone you've never talked to, someone you sent one, story reply to, and it wasn't even about anything. It will happen only if you keep showing up. Okay. So obviously we had to push back the diamond retreat. I couldn't have predicted that we would have a virus going around the world, right? Disneyland is not open for us to go to. But as soon as they are, we're going, okay? So 15 diamonds needed. And that's 15 diamonds that hold for 6 weeks. Okay, so I put the info in the team page. So you have to wake up July 30th, a diamond coach, and you have to hold that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till September 3rd. You drop any time in that 6 weeks, you are not eligible. If you hold, wake up July 30th, wake up September 3rd, still a diamond, you are eligible. I will be flying you and 14 of your teammates or more, but minimum 15, right? Minimum 15 diamonds to go to Disneyland. I'm covering the hotel and I'm covering your park tickets. Everything else, that's on you. You want a Mickey balloon, you got to buy that, okay? But everything else, covering for you, okay? So 15 people. We have, as of today, 466 coaches on the team. I think we're more than capable of 15 of you. I mean, there's 32 on this call. If all 32 of you want to go, I'm taking this, okay? But we need 15 to go. All or nothing. On top of that, Trina, who is our up line, okay? Yeah, okay. Maybe once I get past 2-star, I'll get my jet. Okay. Yes, okay. Trina is hosting a diamond retreat. She hosts a diamond retreat every single year. You have to earn it. You do have to get yourself there, and we'll split hotel and things like that. But she's hosting it this year in Arizona in Scottsdale at the Princess Hotel thing, okay? So super nice, and it'll be October 18th, I believe. That's Sunday. So it's just like a 24-hour whirlwind thing, right? I've gone to the diamond retreat all 5 years I've been a coach. I've earned it, right? It's worth the investment to get yourself there, to have a seat at the table. She always pulls out the stops for us. She gets us gifts. Like, it's so fun. Great training from the elite and premier coaches on the team. It's really incredible and something that you should be shooting for. I don't know about you, but I've never had a job where I could earn trips and things like that. And this is just another thing for you to earn. to be around other women who are living bigger and dreaming bigger. And I just want as many of us to go as possible. I've gone to every diamond retreat by myself. I would love to have some friends come with us, right? Like Kayla said in her video the other day, diamond is not hard. You just have to show up and do the work, right? I want as many of us to go as possible and represent our team. It would be amazing. I see all these other teams there, teams within the teams. And it's like, there's like 6 or 10 or 20 of them. It's like, where are we at, boss babes, right? Like, we deserve to be there and be represented. So I would love for as many of you to attend that. If you cannot do both, obviously I would love to make the Disney one happen. I don't expect you guys to do both, but since the Disney one is on me, I assume you would go to that one. So, okay. So I would love to know thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, things that you want to see, things that you think would help. I had an idea about doing like a 24-hour open house in our team page for you to invite your potentials, people who you've already talked about coaching, not someone you just gave an invite to, but someone you've had a few back and forths with about coaching. They're on the fence, they're not really sure, but someone you just really are interested in, think they would crush it. Doing like a 24-hour open house. We'll invite them all into the team page for 24 hours. Obviously, I would love to do it on like a Thursday when we're doing like a ton of recognition. So everybody get yourself to Success Club and Emerald so I can shout that out. So they can just see how awesome our team is. And then we'll do like some kind of like questions. We'll have each person who invites someone in there, you'll introduce them. We'll all go blow up the feed. Trina had a great idea, like she'll introduce that person and then she'll say, I met Katie through blah, blah, blah. She's really interested in the team. She would love to know what's your favorite thing about coaching. And then we can all go blow up the feed about, our favorite thing about coaching. So they can see what they would be getting into before they're getting into it. What do you guys think of that? Good? Yay? Okay. I think that would be really fun. When should we do it? This Friday? Is that enough time for you guys to invite? Be like a 20, or we could do it Saturday. I feel like that's more like open house day. I mean, I don't sell houses, but it seems like that's when open houses are. Yeah. All right, let's do it this Saturday. So this Saturday, what day is that? I'm in June here. Saturday, the 11th. Okay, we'll do a 24-hour open house. So you just got to make sure that when you're inviting people in there that you're showing up. So, make sure that you're commenting on posts and doing all the things, right? And I can save some recognition to do that day or whatever, right? Just so that they can see that we're always posting. Yeah, this Saturday, the 11th. We'll do a 24-hour coach open house. I can maybe even like drop a webinar in there for them to check out, and you can tag all your people. I can drop the last one that Trina did. It was really good. You can tag all your people so they can go watch that video. But any kind of coach recognition or new coaches that you want to have, maybe if you have it for like Thursday or Friday, just save it for Saturday so we can just kind of like blow up the team page so they can see like, oh, this is a great place to be. It's super fun. Sound good? Sounds great. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns about any of that?
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Okay. So on my husband's account, I went not Emerald, but I will be again on Thursday. So that's all that matters. But I just need to know on his account, because it was negative. Do I have to, because I'm not Emerald anymore, did that all go back to 0 and it's not negative now?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
So like you have to spend like 50 PV on my husband's account. Right. Am I still negative 38 plus I need to get to 50 again?
Right. But okay. I think he's actually negative 90 because you returned Shakeology. Yeah.
It's negative 90. Okay.
Yeah. So just remember, volume is just like money. If you
Okay.
have $50 and you spend 90, you're now in the hole. So your volume is the same way. So if
Okay.
that, you as a coach or a coach's coach has a return, like that can make the difference in a coach being active, and that can make the difference in your rank, and that can make the difference in earning a bonus. So
Okay.
definitely have to stay on top of that. There was like
Okay.
1 month, this person under Cat kept returning all this stuff. She was like -200. I'm like, what in the world is happening? So
Okay.
if you guys don't know, if you are an emerald, you get carryover volume, right? If you drop emerald, you don't lose your carryover volume. Whatever you had saved up stays in your piggy bank. If you are an emerald and you go inactive, as in you have too many returns, or you return, or you skip your order, you will lose all of your carryover volume. So like with Kat, she's been on the team the longest. She has an ungodly amount of carryover volume. I was like, you have to get active because you're going to lose all of that. So you can drop rank and not lose your carryover. But if you go inactive, that's a big old flush down the toilet. Okay.
So I didn't flush mine.
Not you. No. No.
That's like the best news ever.
But
I was so upset because I thought I lost it all. I mean, I'll get the rank back, but
yeah, no. Well, you can just look in your back office. It'll show you your volume. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's take a picture. Okay. I tried. Okay. We're all on one screen, so I think I did it right. Okay. All right. My advice, I'm going to share this picture in the team page, is you guys put it on your story and then talk about why people should join the team. And you heard me say talk. Definitely did not say type. Definitely said talk. So I would talk about that on your story. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2. Cute. Love it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the team page. All of your goals are within reach. Our team is literally on fire. We are the best team in the world to join. You just have to shout that from the rooftop. So I'm going to say it again. If you don't ASK, you don't GET. So whatever you need, you have to go ask for it. If you need coaches, then you need to tell people that you're accepting women to join your team. Okay? If you're wanting to rank advance, you need to talk about coaching, not about boot camps. Okay? If you just want to make retail commissions forever, that's your prerogative. But if you want to start growing a team and growing a real substantial, steady income, I would grow your team. That would be my advice. Okay. Love you guys.